Learning, sharing, and growing. And in this beautiful evening, I'm currently at Nanjing Road, Puxingjie, the walking streets, and looking at rather not busy nights that I was told, and there's actually not that many people. It's not a public holiday, and it's a weekday, it's a working day, but there's still a lot of people for me. And interesting, the Chinese people work very hard to make a living. And also, if looking at the shops, I was told each of these shops itself rental costs at least 100,000 renminbi and above. And which means they work very hard and also work very hard to spend their money. So that's interesting. And this evening I'd like to share one of the things with you is, in some of our habits, how we do things. And there are times we don't think much because we are going through the routines of every day. Making a lot of money and spending a lot is a very interesting habit to observe. So nevertheless, it is a beautiful evening. Temperature is about 17 degrees Celsius. With a lot of people and evening to think. And also, of course, to enjoy myself. And here I'm sitting at the Bans of Shanghai looking at histories. As these beautiful nights of about 18 degrees Celsius now, as we look at the beautiful landmarks of Shanghai, as we can see some of this building at the back was one time occupied by the Western countries and has been preserved until today so that people today can remember that they were at the points of being vulnerable and was difficult times for the people of this country. But today that being in front of this place has been transformed as one of the metropolitans of the world. And knowing that and learning history becomes really key to a success, not only for a country but for an individual as well. So it's so important for us to look back so that we know how to progress into the futures. So with these beautiful nights, that I do hope that it reminds us, how and what can we do for our own life, looking back so that we can move to the futures. Hi, I'm at Shanghai museums, and it's always and I always make an effort to visit a museum whenever I am at a city or a different place. Museum is like telling us histories or even a story of the past, and for us to see and give an idea how the future kind of looks like. And a couple of thoughts for these museums as I was looking at the influence of Buddhism towards these countries as over thousands of years, and there were so many beautiful sculptures, arts, and paintings, and also statues have been created. There's so much effort to put into really creating really fine arts and such. So as I look into today's, and we do still worship globally, and globally most people are worshipping Facebooks, YouTube, Gmails, and the rest. So what kind of futures are we looking at as we move forward and progress and looking at different things and putting importance in our times on very different things compared to the past? And because that will actually shapes the cultures and how human beings will evolve into the future. I thought that was something interesting. And also when I went into the hall that shows engraved seal, and also the hall that talk about ethnicities. And with different ethnicity, it's so beautiful and so creative. But the thing is, as nations, as we look at nations today, trying to create sameness, trying to impose on the same things, not only from language, cultures, and such things. But sometimes we do think that it's different from others, that stand out and that is unique. But at times we feel a bit odd, we just want to follow the crowds. So what about you? And it takes courage to be different, to be unique, and to be different, to be unique than the rest of the world or the rest of the friends that you have. Until we speak again next week. Thank you.